So Ant and Wembanyama. You think Wembanyama's? I've seen some progress with him. I've seen the weight increase.
Hmm.
You think he's worth the early draft pick?
I
Has
did.
anybody picked?
Yeah, I picked him already in the 3rd round.
Yeah, 3rd round.
Yeah,
So,
I wish I auto picked him. That kid looks amazing.
Yeah, I think blocks are like 2.5 points, so could get 10 points on blocks.
Right. So just based on that alone, you're just hoping that he doesn't get into foul trouble because, I mean, teams are. I've already see teams attacking his hip, and with his weight increase, I think that's going to be less of an issue. But with those long arms, I just wonder if the league's just going to be like, oh, we're just going to call fouls on him until we are for sure knowing that he can control all that.
Yeah, you're gonna
I'm
get
just
that
concerned
treatment either
overall
way.
health, man. If he can stay, if he'll be durable enough, man. Guys that big. Hopefully he does. He's amazing. He's exciting, and he does everything, man. But it's like, can he get through a full season? Can his knee, his ankle, and once he hurts it once, like Yao Ming status, right? Like once you hurt it one time, it's almost
That's
like it's just a constant nagging type of thing, But
it's going to be kind of a crazy thing. Again, I keep talking. I keep bringing this up. The rules changes about the 65 game minimum thing. I think it's going to be one of those things where. Yeah, let's go, Jay Giddy.
Had to go get the Bulls stack. Vukovic and DeRozan.
Boom.
Some people
They're
think
the only ones that are going to stay healthy enough to last the season because right now, with the way that they started last year, you wonder if they're going to run it back. Lonzo's done, isn't he?
He's not playing this year. That's for sure.
Oh,
He's essentially done, but it's because he wore those stupid Big Baller brand sneakers. Like literally, they've done study like how much it messed up his knee.
I believe it, dude. I mean, you guys have played a game since what they say, like 2021 or something.
Something like that.
What's the over under for you guys on games played for Zion?
Oh God,
40.
It's 48.
48.
48.
That's how many you think, or that's the actual line?
I think that. Well, I don't know what the actual line is, but I'm
I don't know
saying
if there is a line. I'm sure there is somewhere. That's what you think, though. 48.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm stuck in a hard spot right now.
Yes, that's the season for him.
Wow, man, I do not know who to get here.
Just let the auto pick.
Phew, this is tough. Gotta go with my heart.
Auto
go get him. Oh, I gave me Cade Cunningham. Oh, I didn't want him. Oh, that's brutal.
Apparently, I got auto picked in there too. I don't know how.
Cade's coming up on defense.
You got the guy I wanted. You wanted me to. I think what happened is I think I commissioned draft Paulo Banchero for you, Coach.
Oh, dude, wow.
I ain't mad. Like in best balls, I've been getting a lot of Paulo.
I wanted Paulo. That's who I wanted, and it auto picked Cade Cunningham. And when I went to click the draft button, it was like a second behind. It gave you Paulo Banchero, dude. Damn it.
Yeah. I'm
like,
all right, guys,
give me a second to throw the Paulo out there real quick. For anyone that's going to be watching this live or rewatching this later, this is the TSA Best Ball NBA Draft. We appreciate you guys coming and tuning in. This is honestly my first live online NBA draft, fellas, so I appreciate you guys having me and doing this. This is going to be nuts this year, and the way that our draft is shaking out with this 7 team, I'm pretty sure there's going to be some insanity. Hopefully there's some blockbuster trades like the Damian Lillard trade this year. You guys have any thoughts on what's going on in the NBA or anything that you want to talk about as far as fantasy this year?
I do want to give a shout out to the Aces. Good win to them. But yeah, I do think, I got kind of the steal. And I don't think he's worried about load management at all. I think he's really one of those players that want to play all 82, man. So I'm glad to have him.
Facts.
I don't even know who you were talking about there, but
you don't know who Ant is?
Oh, Ant? I am not an Ant guy whatsoever.
What? Okay, I got to hear why. Why, Coach?
I don't see like if he starts making that jump, I'll be more of a believer. But I ain't seen it yet. Like he's just a empty point scorer at this point.
Man,
considering the talent that's supposed to be around him with Cat and Stifle Tower,
let's go.
you would think that, geez, wow, you really are okay, Homer. You would think that he should be kind of pining for points, but he's not.
Mm-hmm.
Which is absolutely amazing considering that all he's lacking is a consistent 3-point shot, and he's that dude.
Yeah, I haven't seen the like some of the advanced metrics. You look at like the true shooting percentage and stuff like that. I haven't seen the big leap yet, and I think having those two big guys there just hurts him so much too. If I was the Timberwolves, I would trade him away, like honestly, and just rebuild this whole freaking team again.
Damn,
it's brutal.
That's a lot. You can net a lot. You can net a first-round pick for sure for Ant. I think he's worth at least that much.
You probably get 2 or 3 for him, at least 2. I think. I mean, like, no offense to Drew Holiday, but Drew Holiday got 2 first-round picks, and I think he made Boston a lot better than Marcus Smart there. But that's me.
Well, definitely younger. I would agree with you there. Again, out of the 2 players, I've always said, even as a Lakers fan, I've always wanted Marcus Smart in the draft. I think that we had that pick stolen from us because that was what he was who we were projected to pick. But with injuries, the recent injuries to Marcus Smart and the championship level player Drew Holiday, I agree. I see where you're going there, Coach. I would still, if presented with one of the 2, I would go with Marcus Smart still.
My thing with Marcus Smart is he just has these random games where he goes out there and chucks up like 8 threes and makes like 1 or 2 of them, and he just keeps shooting them for no reason. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
That was the game plan, Coach. That was the game plan.
Yeah,
that was not the game plan, by the way.
It's like, listen, it's not going to happen for anyone else. The ball's just going to keep coming to you, so you might as well go ahead and put them up. I mean,
but
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Just feed somebody that can actually make the shots. I don't know.
Rico got Chet. I was gonna take Chet, but I didn't know if it was too early for him or not. Oh, dang! Got Zion. He's taking a chance.
I want to see how much they use Chet this year too. Like,
they're not gonna have a choice with Wemby out there, especially in that division.
Yeah, but I don't know how many minutes a game they're gonna play him. And it's OKC, so they can do anything because it's OKC. Like, they're just weird.
Pining for more picks.
Who's up? Me?
No, Rico's up.
Okay. Trying to look at a couple stats here. Getting a little thin on the rebound department.
Hey, Homer, how many Nuggets are you going to pick this year?
I've got 2 right now.
Just pick all of them.
2's not too many.
I had a draft where I picked 6 Lakers one time.
So this is football related. I was in a league once. It was just like this random league I joined, and this guy literally took every Cowboy. So it was like Tony Romo was the quarterback. I think John Kitna was the backup at the time. He drafted both of them. He drafted like 3 running backs, 3 wide receivers, both the Jason Witten and whoever was the backup tight end at the time.
Okay. What year was it?
God, it was probably like 2011 or something like that.
How did he do?
Not that good.
Okay.
Man, this is getting tough out here.
I had a season where I picked 7 Raiders and got second.
How the heck is Kayvon Looney rated that high? Is he going to be the starting center?
Where is he at?
Still banged up, right?
Looney?
Yeah, he's still in
illness, it says. In the starting lineup for Friday's preseason game against the Spurs. I didn't watch that game, though. I just went with my guy Green. I feel like he's going to chunk up about 40 points every game. Fantasy points, that is.
I got to get my
talking
boy.
Draymond or who?
We go save him.
Green, man. From Houston.
Oh, Jalen Green.
Yeah, Jalen Green's going to be nice.
He's one of them other guys that really need to make that leap, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a whole team of guys minus Van Vliet and the jury's still out on him that need to. So I think that Ime Udoka is going to try to squeeze the best out of these guys as soon as all the dust settles for all the extracurriculars off the court. But it's going to take him a couple seasons to do that.
How good of a coach do you think he is, being honest? Because I've never been the fan.
You know what? When it comes to set plays, defensively, he's pretty decent. He can make some not like direct basketball related decisions where it's like when to take a timeout, how to foul. That helped Boston in their like last 2 minutes type of situations. And that's kind of what you need in a coach. It's just when the player doesn't know exactly what to do or how to properly execute it against a specific set. I think he's got that, but it worked for him mostly because the team was built by Brad Stevens. So
yeah, that was like my big thing with him is like he just kind of took over the team that was already ready. And like if you remember that beginning of the year was such a rough patch, and then they kind of righted the ship towards the end, and then he is gone. And then last year I'd argue they look better than they did the year before. So it's just like I don't know how to judge how actually good of a coach he is.
All right, coach. So you put that out there. So you got Ime behind Brad, right? Let me give you 2 other coaches, and then let me hear that answer one more time. So Steve Kerr and Mike Budenholzer.
I mean, I still like Kerr's got to be ahead. Budenholzer, he's just one guy that he's so good in the regular season, and then in the playoffs, he's never done anything besides one year.
So good in the regular season. He's okay.
I don't know. Like those Atlanta teams were so good in the regular season, though, and then they just died in the playoffs.
Right. Yep.
You know who's not going to be good this year is Christian Wood. That's for sure.
What'd you say about Christian Wood?
I said he's not going to be good.
No. And you know what? We keep hyping him up, but you know what? There's always one player every season that the Lakers pick up that gets the hype behind it for one specific reason. Like, we're not calling him the Jokic killer, but that's essentially what he's there for.
You think he's going to be starting?
Huh?
You think he'll be?
It could be injury related. Again, the 65 game thing is going to have a huge impact on how things are going to shake up for teams like Los Angeles towards the middle of the season. And I think that there's going to be a moment where he is going to start because he's going to play a decent stretch of games, and you're going to look at him like, oh, maybe the Lakers were right about him. And I don't know.
There is somebody out here I want.
Is it coming back around?
Maybe.
I'm going to do this. That was not who I wanted to pick.
Evan stole Michael Porter Jr. from me.
I thought about it too.
Not bad.
Just to be that guy. Jovel's a good pick where he was at, though.
All right. Oh, CP3 still available. The other CP3. The real CP3 just won her third ring with her third team. So shout out to Candace Parker.
Candace Parker, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Chicago stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Did she play much for the Aces, or did she just stack a ring?
Well, she did play in the middle of the season. The problem was that I auto Chris Paul, but that's whatever. On the stats.
I didn't know what you were doing. I'm torn between Bruce Brown and Sadiq Bey right here.
Ooh.
Guess I got to go Brucey. Brucey's got guard forward designation, so he can play point.
I was gonna say, and he's gonna be playing some major minutes early on in the season, so you better go with him.
Let's see. I love that guard forward designation.
There's so many centers I like.
5 and 6.
But yeah, to your earlier question, Candace did play some significant minutes. It's just that she got injured again, and so she wasn't able to join the team
crap.
for.
I got maximum position reached. I don't even know
think
what
I did too. I don't know what's going on here. I can't draft certain positions.
I couldn't draft another center. So I
Are
got
you
freaking
maxed out?
Markelle Fultz.
I couldn't either.
I got freaking Markelle Fultz because of
Are you
that.
guys maxed out on centers?
I paused the draft. Hold on, I paused the draft. Let me try to go back and look at this.
I really don't want Markelle Fultz.
Get him.
Let's see.
Dude,
Let me set
I love Markelle for DFS, but not
Markelle Fultz was number 2 overall in his draft. Did I get that right?
Was he?
Right?
I don't think so.
Now. He was number 1.
They
traded back and took Tatum.
Say that again.
Markelle Fultz went number 1 in his draft.
Rules?
They traded back. Boston traded back and took Jason Tatum number 3.
Can I not go back and change these?
Oh Lord, was that the same? That was not the same draft as Lonzo. That was the same draft as Lonzo.
No, it was not.
Oh my gosh.
Lonzo was this. Was it? Now you got me questioning myself. Because I was thinking back to what draft was that? I was thinking back to Towns and Okafor, but that was D'Lo that got drafted in the middle of those two.
That's right. And that was the draft. That was the Marcus Smart draft.
Maybe I don't like Marcus Smart because it was time in the Big 12 too. So
I can't change it here. Looks like we're gonna have to finish the draft and then I'll have to maybe try to unlock it for us. We'll see.
Well, like, what was the max for centers? Because I'm like 1, 2, 3, like 10. Technically, I got 5, but it's like Jeremy Grant has center eligibility, LeBron has center eligibility, and like
if you have combo, but I only have 2.
Like I have Rudy Gobert and
I can't draft
my real
all
centers.
forwards. I can only draft point guards right now.
What?
Yeah, I can't draft forwards. I can't draft.
Wow, Rico and D'Lo.
I guess because I have too many dual designation players.
Yeah. I wonder what the limit is, though.
I can only draft point guards going forward. Are you serious? This is brutal.
Just looking, just an eye test right now. I'm thinking, Iggy, you got some things cooking, but I think Rico might take it.
Let's see. Let's look at Rico's team. Who's up? Dan, you're up.
Yeah, Dan's up.
Because if you go up from Lopez.
You know, the crappiest part, too, is I can't draft centers, and there were so many centers left that I really liked. But, like, listen, there was Jalen Duran there was Wendell Carter, there was, somebody else there in that range, too, that I really liked.
Ben Simmons has a point guard, power forward, center designation, man.
Yeah, I see that. Yes, I was looking at him, by the way.
That is so wicked.
Yes, because that's what they have him playing.
Is he point forward that guards the center position?
You got Kayvon Looney, you got Zubac, you got Plumlee.
I think Mitchell Robinson was one of those other guys down there too.
Is Zubac even still available on the board?
Bobby Portis.
Apparently, I cannot draft Ben Simmons though because he has center eligibility.
No,
that is terrible.
So we're gonna pick Jay Ivey, I guess.
Okay.
I have to take Russell Westbrook. There's not.
You don't have to. You could take some other point guard.
I mean, there's not any point guards left.
Why is Nurkic still available?
Nurkic.
He's so good.
Nurkic, I don't know, man. I don't.
He played like 28 games last year. He was one of those other guys that I had in that league with Iggy last year, right? And but by the time we drafted, like he played probably 8 games after that for me.
Yeah, dude. And what was bad about last year?
Wait a minute. I wasn't gonna pick Josh Hart, and they gave me Gafford.
That's not bad. You can live with Gafford.
I could, but that's not the point.
He's a fun
I have the
guy to
opposite
watch,
problem. I didn't want a center. I wanted another guard.
Yeah, if you really wanted a center, there's other.
He's the guard right now. There goes Hart too. Oh man, he heard you talking.
Maybe.
Well, Steven Adams is not playing this year, so
You could still go get Taylor Horton Tucker.
Wait,
Utah.
Steven Adams is really not playing this year?
No, he's out.
Oh, I got him in a couple best balls by accident.
Yeah, he's
I'm
out.
gonna go the old man. See how long he lasts this season.
Dude,
Kyle Lowry. Oh, Hartford. That's not
Horford,
bad. I'm either going McConnell or Lowry here. I think McConnell's a way better point guard, though.
well, he has those random times where everybody else is out and he's just amazing.
Well, Lowry, he's probably going to get traded to who knows where. He still
Well, that
thinks
makes
he's
sense, this guy. Can't draft him either.
Hey,
What the
where
heck?
is Lowry originally from?
Like what area of the country?
Yeah, like
He's from Philly area.
do you think he goes back home for like last year? Like
Maybe.
Paul Pierce?
He's been rumored to be going back to Philly for like forever, it seems like, though.
Yeah.
Because he went to Villanova too, right?
Yeah.
Feel like.
Yeah, Philly. Sheesh. Oh, damn, we're the same age. I did not know that.
And they talk about him like he's
37.
old, man. They talk about him like he's old.
Okay,
Kevin Love still playing?
we're all
Yes.
the same age. Like, let's not.
Yeah.
This is why my name is barely gently touching the rim. I almost put barely touching the rim, but I didn't want to I don't want to hurt myself too much.
You still touch rim though?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I've tested it out a couple times. I just don't do it too often because I've torn or partially torn a calf muscle
Mhm.
and had a couple high ankle sprains. And so, when you're starting to get up there and you got a little one to like carry and sling everywhere, it's not really smart to try to re-injure yourself over some prove it type of stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I haven't even tried to touch the rim in forever, but back in the day, I dunked soccer and volleyballs, but not in the basketball because it couldn't fall in basketball.
Hey.
I can grip my outdoor basketball. It's got some good grip on it, but I can't. Otherwise, I can't grip the ball.
So, daughter's birthday party a couple weeks ago. She's out there. She's just palming these beach balls, and she's got grip like a chameleon. And my dad's at her birthday party, and he's looking at her, and he's just got an ear-to-ear smile because he's like, "Yeah, she's next up," and I'm like, "Yeah, she's next up."
That's pretty good, man. It's telling me I cannot draft a single position.
I can't either. I can only draft guys that are actually just guards. That's it.
I'm trying to look for the Twins. Do you guys know where they're at?
Yeah, they're shooting guards and forward.
Gary Payton's still available too. Ricky Rubio.
On your head.
Okay. Tell me how this makes any sense at all, right?
Yeah.
It lets me
it
draft
doesn't.
Gary Trent, who I don't want at all, but he's shooting guard and small forward, and I can't draft any guard forwards. Just
That doesn't
You
make
just gotta
any
go straight up
sense.
now.
I don't know what's going on. Is
Yeah.
D'Anthony going to play Melton? He's probably going to play some minutes, huh?
Melton? Shake? Yeah.
No, D'Anthony Melton.
No.
He'll play.
Man, this is tough.
Dude, if only I could have drafted like Cam
Hey,
Whitmore,
Whitmore?
like over here.
Good Lord.
Dude, that's good. I have him in a lot of deep best balls.
Oh, my maximum selected. I can't get Obi Toppin. What the hell?
Toppin. Is he with the Knicks again this year?
No, he's
But he
on Pacers.
That's right. Pacers went complete
Okay, I
rebuild.
can't even draft Wood. So whoever the best available is, I'm just gonna get.
I don't know how I got Whitmore. I didn't even have him on my queue.
I got
Oh,
Kyle
yeah.
Anderson.
Oh, he sucks for fantasy.
Oh, he's really good for fantasy when he gets real minutes.
He sucks.
Dude, he had a triple-double last year.
I've seen him getting negative points in fantasy more than
I'm
once.
gonna tell you right now, he probably would have a better chance getting his hairline back.
He had a triple-double last year.
One?
Rich, that's what his average was for real?
No, he had one triple-double last year, not multiple.
Yeah, no, one. I was gonna say one, right?
Yeah, because he's like quietly good at everything, but not great at anything.
He's a good
JP says in the chat, Rubio. It's Rufio, fool.
Rufio.
Rufio.
Hook's a
I might go
classic.
watch that later.
Yeah, Hook's a classic. Harrison
Shout out
Barnes, man.
Are we up to me yet?
Forever.
No.
He was on my team. He was on my first championship team, man. Barnes and Noble. That was my team.
Hey, that's a good name. He's still, you know what? He contributed some solid time in sack, and so I hope that continues to be a trend for him. Because with that preseason game that they lost by 1 point, it's highly apparent to me that could be the reinvigoration of the entire league looking at the Warriors and just the Bay Area in general.
How did you get Brian Bowen of all people?
That's who it auto drafted for me. I have 4 people loaded in my queue, and it gave me a guy not even on the team.
It literally says free agent on there.
Yeah. God, where was I just looking? Oh, there we go.
I can't even find a player I can click.
I can't even draft anybody either. I tried to draft quickly now, and they won't let me do that.
I mean, somehow I got a guy not even available, like on the NBA team.
He's just floating out there, and you can still draft him.
Hey, I got Jaden Springer. I got Jaden Springer. That's about the equivalent of Brian Bowen.
Whoa, Jordan Clarkson, SoCal. Yo, Evan, I know that you're probably still listening to this, but that's a steal, dude. All the way down there with Utah.
I tried to click Clarkson, man. He's probably going to get some minutes if he can stay healthy.
That's the only thing. He's solid when healthy. That's all it is.
I mean, 6th man of the year. I mean, but the Northwest Division, I mean, it is brutal, dude. You know, like
there he is, the man that just got a new contract. Denis, is it Advia or
Advia?
Avia?
Yeah, Advia.
Advia.
Dude, he's been one of my favorite guys like for a while though. But like
sharpshooter, right? Sharpshooter.
Well,
who's a little bit of everything?
Is Poole going to be the unquestioned leader of that team?
Who?
Poole?
I think it's Kuzma still.
Probably Kuzma.
Kuzma. Yeah, Kuzma. Got to be Kuzma. Oh, there he is. Old man Conley.
I thought they weren't going to pay Kuzma either. I thought they were just going to let him walk and like not get anything back for him. And I was like, this is a big mistake. And then they signed him to a contract, and it was actually not that bad of a contract.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Last pick. Who's Mr. Irrelevant?
Mr. Irrelevant. That makes me so happy.
I know, me too.
Can we switch out my last 2 picks to like real people?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening live, the last pick of the draft is Kyle Lowry.
That's amazing.
Oh man, on his last legs too.
We should have this up on the screen.
Yeah, we should have had this up on the screen. I think I can put it.
You want to try to run down everybody real quick?
Yeah, let's see here. Let me try to get the screen shared.
Okay.
That'll be a little easier.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Share screen. Don't show me these tips again.
Are we able to make any moves in this league? Because Jaden Springer's the guy.
Probably.
I just wonder. You know the dumbest part?
Huh?
They would only let me draft just shooting guard eligible guys. I just tried to draft quickly, and then they give me Jaden Springer of all people.
We must have a low count number. That must have been one that slipped by me. I'll fix that one for December 28th. Here we go. Looking at my team, I drafted Giannis, Ant, Wimbahe, Jamal Murray, DeMar DeRozan, Porzingis, Cade Cunningham, Aaron Gordon, CJ McCollum, Jalen Green, RJ Barrett. And then here's where my auto draft started. Russell Westbrook, TJ McConnell, Cam Whitmore, Brian Bowen. Oh, wait, Nikolai Vukovic somehow sneaked all the way down there.
Sure did.
And then Jonas Valanciunas. So I'm not mad at it. Dev Butts put a symbol in. I can't see the emojis. Let's take a look. Let's get yours going right now. Gently touching rim.
Yes.
Let's
all right.
see.
So starting from the jump, I'm just gonna tell you guys right now. It was autoed. So Luka was the first pick. Then it went Tyrese, who was autoed. Kyrie, who was also autoed. So already I'm looking at both guards and possibly injury issues. But we're gonna keep going. Mikal Bridges, who was my pick. Siakam, who I needed some defense and someone who was probably going to get some standard minutes, and I needed more centers. Then we got Miles Turner. So here's where it gets tricky. I got Josh Giddey.
I like Giddey.
And I don't know what's going to happen with OKC. Kuzma, got Chris Middleton, everyone calls mid. Clint Capella, who's still defensive force. Reeves, of course, that's my guy. We've been hyping a lot of Marcus Smart. Then it just goes completely auto from there. Anthony Simmons, Paul, CP3, Dello, Gafford, Al Horford, Kyle Anderson, and then Harrison Journeyman Barnes.
Harrison Barnes.
Hey,
Sacramento. That's crazy.
Harrison Barnes was on the Olympic team once upon a time.
He was.
That's not the worst last pick in the world you could have.
Yeah, he was a max contract guy too. So it's kind of crazy. All right, Coach, we'll break down your team, and then we'll get to the people not here.
Yeah, so I got auto drafted, and 1-4 was Jason Tatum. I probably would have taken Luka there if I had the opportunity. I went back with Steph Curry. I think it's going to be a pretty decent year for him. Obviously, that's another health guy. LeBron was in the third. It's just, I don't know. As LeBron was there, he kind of had center eligibility too. So I'm like, why not? Kawhi Leonard, I'm betting on him having a pretty strong season, playing more games this year. Bam was like by far, in my opinion, the strongest center left. So usually, I've been doing like a lot of these best ball drafts, with like 12 teams, and he's usually gone like super early, especially like on DraftKings. So Scotty Barnes is my boy, and I love him a lot this year. So that was pretty simple there. Darius Garland's been one of my favorites for a while, pretty solid. Got auto drafted Paolo Banchero somehow because of Iggy, but I'm not complaining because he's a guy that I do like quite a bit this year for, especially like best ball leagues. And then Jalen Williams, he was just really solid last year. It'll be interesting to see how OKC plays out this year, though. Kind of their rotations and everything. Jeremy Grant, I like getting a shot on some of these Portland guys just because I like somebody's got to do something for them. So whether it's Jeremy Grant or Aiden or Anthony Simons, Scoot Henderson, like I think they'll have a little bit better team than people expect, but Chauncey Billups got to go. Rudy Gobert, just there at the center, and blocks, I think we're like 2.5 points in this game or in this. So he'll be pretty solid there. Bradley Beal in the 12th round. It's like Bradley Beal's just hanging around. Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
That's an insane steal.
Yeah. Draymond just for some upside. Markelle Fultz, I wasn't really trying to draft there or who I was trying to draft at that point in time, honestly.
Jaden
I don't know who it was though. And then after that, Jaden Ivey, I got to that point where we couldn't pick people, but it was like he was the best guy that I could actually pick at that point in time. Brogdon kind of fell in that same bucket. It's just like there could be some upside. He's just one of those other Portland guys. Like I said, I like taking some shots on them. Gary Trent was not trying to pick whatsoever. I don't even remember. I was trying to pick one of the Thompson twins there, pretty sure. And it wouldn't let me, even though they had the same eligibility as Gary Trent. And then the last pick I was trying to pick quickly, but I got stuck with Jaden Springer because he was shooting guard eligible, even though Emmanuel quickly had the same eligibility. I think you both guard spots or something, but
come on, Flea Flicker, get it together. All right, let's go look at our guy Rico's real quick. Pull up his first overall pick. Joel Embiid, I'm pretty sure that was an auto, but no big deal. He came right back and got Anthony Davis.
Crazy.
So he went really good there. And then he's got Donovan Mitchell with the guard. Coming back with Lauri Markkanen. Is that how you say his name? Markkanen? Markkanen. Definitely the stud for Utah, no doubt about it. The good pick there. Jaylen Brown with his fifth pick. Came back with Jalen Brunson. So Jalen Brunson. So he's got Boston and New York covered right there. Went back with another Celtic and got the backcourt with Drew Holiday. So that's going to be interesting to watch Holiday and Brown together. Could be some big nights. Franz Wagner coming up Orlando should get some good minutes. Chet Holmgren as well, the OKC guy. I feel like we're all pretty high on OKC over here at TSA this year. So gotta love it. Klay Thompson just going with upside, kind of like Coach said earlier. And then we got Cameron Johnson, Brooklyn. Could go off on some threes some nights. You never know. Then he went Brook Lopez after that, went and grabbed himself a good center, kind of short things up. Then he got Keegan Murray, Shaedon Sharpe, Portland guy like you talked about, Coach. Benedict Marthun for Indianapolis. Is he Mathurin? He's a second-year guy, or?
Yeah, he's kind of like their sixth man. I think he's still going to play that role this year, but he's that instant offense off the bench.
Okay. And then we got Mike Conley, it looks like, and somewhere in there he got Albert Singing too. So he's got some good centers between them.
I really like Sengun this year, especially in best balls, because then you don't have to guess which game he's going off.
Yeah, that's always the problem with him in my lineup last year. I could never tell, and that is a good pay. I mean, between Anthony Davis, Sengun, and Embiid and Lopez, he's got the center position on lock. Pretty well-rounded team. Like we talked about, JR. Like I said, wrapping it up with the old man Mike Conley. We'll see how it pans out, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, let's go take a look at Evan's team, and we'll wrap it up with two more teams. Looks like he's got some auto drafts. Nothing not to like, though, here from what I can tell. He went SGA. That's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Could be the leading point scorer on the end of the year. Who knows? Damian Lillard, Domantas Sabonis. So got a pretty well-rounded team. Got guard, center, and went back with Jaren Jackson, who's going to be – he's going to have a huge year. He has no choice but to have a huge year. At the current and then DeJounte Murray, guard for Atlanta. Let's see if he has kind of a rebound year. See if him and Trae Young can kind of get those chemistry down that they seemed kind of off last year. I don't know if Collins' departure will kind of open it up more for the guard play. We'll have to see there. Zach LaVine, kind of a steal with the 6th pick. James Harden, the 7th pick. OG, how do you say his last name? Anunoby.
Anunoby.
Could get some more minutes. I think he's good. He just needs more minutes out there in Toronto. You know, new coach.
A couple extra shots too this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. New coach in regimen. He might do well there. Jordan Poole in the 9th round. Can't complain about that. And he got Jared Allen and he went Jakob Poeltl. So he went back to Toronto, but got 2 good centers right there. And Terry Rozier down in Charlotte, probably getting a lot of minutes. Then he stole Michael Porter Jr. from me with the 13th pick. Tobias Harris, 14th. Bones Highland, did he get bad hurt in that preseason game, or was he okay? I don't know. Either way, I think Bones is going to get a lot of minutes with that old, Kawhi, PG, Paul George, and then Westbrook. Man, they're going to take some games off. So Highland could see some minutes in that backcourt. And then Jordan Clarkson, we thought that was a good pickup with the 17th overall pick, as long as he can stay healthy. The guy you were talking about, we were talking about in Washington, Dene Adjavi.
Denny
Avdia. Yeah, he just got re-upped on his contract, so you definitely know that he's going to be adding some volume scoring. He's going to be adding some great minutes, just an all-around guy, and he's definitely going to help shore up SoCal's team. So, I'm just looking right now. His only problem for SoCal is going to be field goal percentage, but he could be one of those dark horses that you're just going to see blast out of nowhere, and you're wondering how he's scoring so many points this season. Got great 3-point shooters on his team.
I mean, even if you look at all the centers he have, is the really high field goal percentage guys: Jaren Jackson, Jared Allen, Jakob Poeltl, Mitchell Robinson. So that should help balance it out a little bit too.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. It looks like a little thin at forward, but not the end of the world there. Dan Brown, he had the first pick, I believe, of the draft.
Yeah.
So he went Nikola Jokic. No surprise there. Got to go with the best. Then Trae Young, you said he's a Hawks guy, right?
Yeah, Dan's a pretty big Hawks fan. He's probably mad that Bones Highland pick because he loves Bones Highland too for DFS for talking over the years.
Watch out for a trade early in the season.
Well, we'll see, man. And that's the kind of the beauty of drafting, man. You're going to take some people's guys. It's basketball. I feel like it's a little easier to reach for a guy you want than, say, football. You got Devin Booker in the 3rd round. That was a pretty good swipe, full guard designation. So you can put him in the point guard or the shooting guard. And then we got Desmond Bane. Probably going to get a lot of minutes to start the season, especially. We'll see how he kind of comes back with Ja Morant right at the point, see if that takes some chemistry. Paul George with the 5th pick. Evan Mobley, I think that's a wonderful pick with the 6th pick. Could get a lot of blocks, a lot of rebounds. Julius Randle, when he plays hard, he's one of the best. Go ahead.
Juice. The juice is loose. I just want to say right now, Julius Randle is a 50-50 guy. He's on again, off again, but when he's on, it is absolute magic. I've actually won a couple of leagues with Julius Randle in my starting lineup. So that's never a wrong pick in my opinion.
He wasn't on the bubble team, right? That was Dwight Howard.
Which one?
The Lakers bubble team. Was he on that championship team or no?
No. He was gone. He's been on New York for a while.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard was on that team, right?
Yes, Dwight
The
Howard.
second go around.
And
Yeah,
that's
that's what they needed. They needed him to contain Jokic. People forget that the Nuggets kind of surprised the Clippers by winning Game 7 and knocking them out behind that great Jamal Murray effort. But the bubble playoff is a pretty special playoff, I think. I think as we go on, we're going to appreciate it a little bit more than than people who hated on it. I think it's
way tougher than people make it out to be.
Yeah, and it had a lot of good playing. There was some really good basketball in that tournament. It really was. The Jimmy Bucket's doing his thing again, and the rise of the Denver Nuggets without people realizing it could have been. Is it Kawhi's last hurrah? Kind of there's all kinds of mystery things. Is it LeBron's last title? I think it's a pretty special playoff, especially as time goes on. But looking back at our guy here, he backed it up with who I think is one of the more underrated the Western Conference players, and Brandon Ingram. Man, I think he's absolutely spectacular. And I think if they can stay healthy there, where he doesn't have to do everything plus Zion's duty, I think he's got a chance to be really special.
Which is going to be really interesting this season, considering we don't know the complete status of Zion. And although he also has Zion, as we're going to get to in just a second, but coming off of that FIBA or lack of performance, I would say for Brandon Ingram, I think he's going to have a really big bounce back season. So this might be a steal, one of the steals of the draft for him.
Yeah, and like you said, he got Tyrese Maxey between there. I think that's his second Philadelphia player. No, that's his first. I'm just getting another team confused.
I really like Maxey there.
I think that 8, 9, 10, Dan nailed, I think, in my opinion, because those are three high ceiling players. Williamson, Zion, we know that's a risk. But when you have Brandon Ingram, I feel like it's not like you're cuffing per se, but you kind of have, CJ McCollum can go off too. I'm not trying to give him any disrespect, but you got kind of the two offensive star powers for that team, for the Pelicans, who, like I said, I think they could win their division. I mean, I really do. So for what it's worth, then he's got Devin Vassell, San Antonio Spurs. They had a pretty good second half season last year. Andrew Wiggins, more of a defensive guy, but on those games they need him to get, 10 putbacks, and he gets them all. He's pretty valuable for fantasy. He's led me to a championship. Trey Jones with the Spurs, and then Keldon Johnson with the Spurs. So having role players. Did Keldon Johnson just get paid too?
Yes.
He averaged over 20 last year.
That's what I thought. Yeah, so he's going to be an inaugural piece of what they have going on down there. I still believe in Popovich. I think he's still a great coach. So Jaden McDaniels, whatever. You got a Ford.
That's Dan's boy, though. He always wants to play him in DFS, literally all the time.
Well, good thing he's got him here. Nick Clayton, I forgot to mention him. I think he's an underrated center in Brooklyn. He had a stretch last year where he was getting double-double after double-double. And then Spencer Dinwiddie and Mikal Bridges started going off. Go ahead.
Claxton he had that long stretch where he was getting multiple 3+ blocks a game for 2 weeks straight too.
He was on fire there for a little bit, man. Kind of when that Nets team started to really cement after that trade, he just kind of started taking over and doing all the big boy stuff for him. So I like Claxton as well. Kyle Lowry, that was Mr. Irrelevant for us. Not a bad pick for Mr. Irrelevant, especially if he gets traded to, let's say, Houston or some other team where he can get more minutes instead of playing behind, all that deep guard position they have in Miami. So not bad pick, Dan, from the one. I love it. I think we got one more team to go over here, guys. Yep. We got Dev Butt's team here. What do y'all think about the first three? Kevin Durant, LaMelo Ball, Jimmy Butler.
That's a lot of points there. Definitely, there's going to be, I want to say, the lack of defense, essentially. And the one big thing that I see is health.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then Towns went fourth, too.
Yeah,
those are four guys that have all been pretty banged up in recent years. Yeah. I'm surprised they gave Durant center eligibility on Flea Flicker.
No, he you know what? For that team though, he might have to play some center.
He did. He essentially did
down the stretch, but
yeah, he did that last season in that playoffs versus you guys. So if you really think about it, he was the tallest guy for Phoenix on the court when they were running that really small ball 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
didn't he? I think that was one of the games where they actually won against you guys, or the only game that they won against you guys, if I'm correct.
They won 2. Yeah, they won 2 games. It was 2-2 at one point. So and then Murray went off and Phoenix and kind of put that game away. He outscored. I think Murray outscored CP3 and Devin Booker combined. He just had that game. But yeah, Tyler Hero, Karl Anthony Towns. Kind of, you know, whatever you think about him, he is pretty good for fantasy most nights. De'Aaron Fox, man, is it going to be his night? You never know. I feel like that's the problem in Sacramento, but he's going to get a lot of assists. I'll tell you that. There's no way he can't. Fred VanVleet, I think he's going to have an uptick in numbers this year at Houston. If Seguin and some of Green, those other guys can just come on with it and help him out, I think that VanVleet's due for a big year. Ja Morant, he took the hit there. No big deal because he backdoored that with Tyler Hero. So he's got a lot of guards with his first 9 picks. You know, nothing not to like there. Then he has Walker Kessler, man, out of Utah. What do y'all think about that pick? 7th overall pick, center, Kessler.
7-7. Oh, it's kind of early, I think, with the depth they have there this year, though. But we'll see.
Yeah, and it's not like it's always an ultimate bad thing to have him at least stored, because there will be nights where he's gonna need to just come in and play some minutes just so that way he can get the experience. Again, we're going back into how the league is pushing for players to play more. So I think that it might be a good stash. He got great stashes in Kessler and Morant. I'll say that.
And when we were kind of talking about VanVleet too, I wouldn't be surprised if he just like his numbers are trending the wrong way last year. I know Houston paid him a lot of money, but I wouldn't be surprised, if Thompson just kind of kicks him to the door sooner rather than later.
Oh, okay. I think they're brought in there for that veteran presence. Him and Dylan Brooks. I think that's going to be kind of interesting. But yeah, looking back at their team, we got Tyus Jones, Washington. That's okay. Not a bad double-digit pick. Buddy Hield could go off there for the Pacers. I never know with Buddy. I feel like he's a good best ball player for that sense. He could go off and make 6 threes, or he could miss 4 free throws and have 4 fouls. It's hard to tell. Spencer Dinwiddie, is he expected to run the point again like he did last year, or what's going on there?
I think we just talked about that with the fact that it's going to go to Ben Simmons, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think Dinwiddie still probably starts. You're going to have games where he's going to go off, but Simmons still going to run kind of that point forward, as you kind of see I can't even say most of the time because we haven't seen it that often since he's been in Brooklyn. But supposedly he's healthy and looking all right. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be an interesting build over there, Brooklyn. I think it's best they went away from their super team, so to speak. But yeah, I think Dinwiddie's good. I had him in fantasy last year. I kind of went through a series of picking him up, dropping him, picking him up, dropping him. But he's going to have good nights in Brooklyn. That's just how it is. Scoot Henderson, getting him all the way with the 14th pick. Yeah. Could be a late round gold. I mean, give him some time to develop, let him figure out the pace of competition. And, when it comes to just getting that ball through that rim, that kind of never goes away if you're a scorer. So I think Scoot's going to have some big high point games. We'll see.
I think Scoot's in a Kyrie moment right here where Kyrie got drafted high overall or number 1 overall and LeBron left. Same thing with Scoot's situation. And I think that with how high his teammates are speaking of him right now with his ability to close out games, you're probably going to see a huge surge, not Ja-like, but almost there to where you might be wondering if Portland might have did the smarter thing in trading away Dame.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did the smart thing for the organization. I think they had to, but from fantasy, 14th round, Scoot, I mean, that's pretty good.
It could be good value. It could be good value. I think, like, you remember Brandon Jennings' rookie year, like with Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Kind of something like that is what I would expect. Like, where it's really good. It's really good for a rookie, but it's not like over the top. Right. But I think he could play a similar type of role and everything.
Outside of, I think Denver plays good defense, maybe not great defense. So, I mean, in that Northwest division, from a guard standpoint, I mean, he's not going to be going up against just a whole bunch of talented defensive guards in the Northwest division. So I think there's potential for him to have big games. That's kind of how I look at that. Jabari Smith, Houston, coming in with the 15th pick. Josh Hart. I don't know how much he's going to do, but it's not a bad pick. Gordon Hayward, man. I mean, good Lord, if he plays, that's not a bad one. And then Kevin Werder, I always mess up that last name. Sacramento, you're almost waiting for injuries at that situation, but 18th pick, I mean, we didn't have a whole lot left out there anyway, so I would say overall pretty good pick.
Not when you draft
like
Brian
a bad.
Bowen.
I was gonna say he wouldn't be like a bad best ball guy because you have those random games where he just shoots and makes like 6+ threes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can get hot behind the arc. Off the backboard, I like Rico's picture there. Let's see. Go to the league real quick. Trying to see. I wanted to make sure this was best ball, so I'm gonna go to team. If we can't set a lineup, it definitely is, but we'll see. Y'all still see it there? My computer's going pretty slow.
Looks like we got a quick question in here. Should I drop Jabari Smith Jr. for Nick Claxton?
Let's see. Dream Lord, I need help. Okay. Man, I mean, I think so. I mean, if you need a center, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the question is if you're like for me, I go if I'm in 9-cat and I see that I need really big help in one specific category and that player can help me, then yes. But overall, you're looking at an 82 game season, which you can't tell outside of the first 10 games. I wouldn't pull the trigger just yet.
Okay.
I mean,
so, go ahead, Coach.
If it's me, I'll probably take Claxton in this situation. I mean, Jabari does have the upside, but they have so many talented players and so many talented young players in Houston too. Like if he doesn't show it, they're just going to go to somebody else, whether it's Tari Eason or Cam Whitmore or whoever else they want to roll with at that point in time, because they have options. And he really struggled last year too. Like, yes, he was a high draft pick, but at the same time, he didn't really do too much.
Yeah, see, I didn't change these custom settings. So we have a 5 center max, 8 power forward max, 8 shooting forward, 8 shooting guard, and 8 point guard. So instead, I don't get it. We could have had another couple centers to help us out. I may just have one bench spot or two to help out with the league. But like I said, I'm not used to this format. See, it says week 1 right here. So I don't know if it's automatically computing it and it is best ball, or you have to put in the people you want for that week, and then you just roll with them because it's showing I think that's the number of games they have right there, right? Trying to see remaining games this week. So I don't know if you just put them in one person. The other league will be doing, you'll set a lineup every night, and that's what I'm used to. I think this is best ball. I've just never played best ball at Flea Flicker, just to give you guys a heads up, or whoever's watching this a heads up.
Okay.
And then Dream Lord, like I said, I kind of went Claxton too. So you got 2-1 on Claxton, but it's always you're always responsible for your team. That's kind of how I'll break it up. So whatever's best for you. Any closing thoughts before we get out of here, guys? I really appreciate the draft. I'm really pumped for this season. I'm thinking that we do have Tuesday off the backboard plus a watch along, correct? So we're gonna try to have that, right, JR?
Yeah, it's gonna be still rolling. Every other Tuesday for Rico's going to be running that. I'll try to pop in whenever I can. Guys, make sure that you reach out to TSA. Give us your thoughts on the season, how things are going so far, fantasy-wise. We're going to have our guys. Iggy's going to try and drop in as best as he can when he can to give you his advice from week to week. We're going to be throwing out a bunch of information for you guys, what we think is going to be a great pick as far as money line for gains for the week, who we think is trending as players. You're going to go to TSA, the sportsaffiliation.com to try to get all that information. If you guys want to reach out to us, we have our Twitter/X tags right here in the video. So basically look for that. A lot of things dropping this season. Absolutely excited. And it's my first one with TSA, first best ball. So let's go.
Yeah, man, me too. We do have a lot of writers for the NBA season, so if you have any needs, let us know. We got the snapshot. We're going to have power rankings. We're going to be looking at fantasy, and then also just I'll be writing some bets for here at TSA, but also at fantasy. Any day where there's 3 or more basketball games, which is most of them, most days out of the week. I'll be writing bets for them as well. So, Coach, anything you'd like to say before we get out of here, sir?
Not too much. Mainly for me, for basketball, it's DFS related. So that's on my personal channel, Coach Craig Sports on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter X if you want to reach out any basketball related questions as well over at Coach Craig Sport. I may or may not put up like some cheat sheets for NBA DFS here and there. Haven't really decided. Just kind of depends on how much time and everything else like that. But Monday through Friday, typically for my own personal channel, unless there's like 3 games or less, I try to avoid those slates a little bit more in terms of my core picks, at least.
Absolutely. Yeah, the variety is the spice of life. But yeah, I think we're going to try to have a watch party. That'll be 7:30 Eastern time for the Lakers Denver Nuggets kickoff. We do have a lot of Lakers over here, as you typically find in the basketball world just about everywhere, which is fine because we also have one Nuggets guy, and that's me. And we're going to watch that game. We're going to try to have fun with it. And if not, we definitely will have off the backboard, I believe, next week. Rico definitely will be recapping that game. And then, of course, our guy Deontay, Celtics guy. So he'll be big on Wednesday night with kind of more games. Tuesday, we just have those 2 games. Wednesday, there's quite a few games. So looking forward to it. Stick around with us for your basketball season, fantasy betting, just talking hooping. I went out on the court, shot around for about 30 minutes. I got a court about, I don't know, it's dribbling distance. So it's not too far. So I'll be out there doing some of that. We're all basketball over here. We just love sports. Thank you guys for joining us. JR, Coach, any closing words? You guys good or what?
Yeah, real quick. Again, the WNBA just crowned its back-to-back champion, the Las Vegas Aces. And Twitter/X is blown up. You guys, this is not a social game. This is a real game. You put the orange ball in your hand, you try to dribble it and get it into the hoop. And it doesn't matter what gender you are, where you're from. It is hard to play this game. Respect it, watch it, cheer for it. And I got the Lakers as the next champions. Let's go.
I love it. Coach, anything else from you?
Nothing too crazy. Like I said, mainly my game is DFS and some betting. So I'll be having stuff out for that. I know you guys are working on a little bit of a betting show. I'll probably try to jump in from time to time as well, especially when it comes to the fantasy points or fantasy score betting over on Prize Picks, because I do daily projections anyways, so it's pretty easy to do that.
Hey, I do love it. Yeah, we do the betting show. We're going to have a betting show every Friday. I'm going to do that on Fridays, and hopefully it'll be good. Profit for all of us, and we'll just try to keep that all going. A lot of basketball generally on Friday nights as well, and then they kind of stay off of Sundays until football's off. Pretty smart on them. But all right, I really appreciate you guys joining us. We're gonna get out of here, and make sure you tune in. We got tomorrow. We got the game show. We got the watch along party. We got Deontay's Big Blue Rain of Fire. I'm sure he's gonna be pretty stoked to talk about Giants getting the win. So we are football, basketball, a little baseball, lots of DFS. We really appreciate you being here. We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining with us. Take care.